This I also use on airplanes and people are like, what is happening?
I would be like, what the heck is happening? And somebody else would probably be like, oh my God. Hello, welcome to the hydration station for both your oral and topical needs. Today, we are going to be reacting to Olivia Wilde's skincare routine. And apparently this is a non-toxic routine. It's actually from 2 years ago, but a TikTok video popped up on my feed yesterday about olive oil not being natural. Misinformation at its finest, but I don't know if like YouTube and TikTok are like listening to me because I spoke about natural beauty and why natural beauty is kind of a scam. All of a sudden this popped up in my feed and I was like, ooh, a natural skincare routine. Instead of watching, let's react. So hi, hello, your acne big sister, your skincare big sibling, your resident medical esthetician and crazy cat lady is here to analyze, scrutinize, and learn along with Olivia Wilde about what she uses on her face. And I'm hoping that it works for her, but I'm also going to give my personal, subjective opinion and share a little bit about the natural beauty industry, because there's a lot that people don't know and a lot that marketers try to shove down our throats to get us to part with our hard-earned money. And just remember, just because it's natural doesn't mean that it's better. But let's see what this routine has in store.
When you're pregnant, people are like, don't use any of the things you use when you're not pregnant because it's all poison. And you're like, what? Only when you're hosting a parasite can you treat yourself well? It just seems a little messed up.
Who is she? I love her. Hosting a parasite? I have a friend who called children crotch goblins. I spit out my drink.
So this is a special sustainability edition of Go to Bed With Me, which is very exciting for me because the company that I use on my skin is True Botanicals, which is the most clean, sustainable, non-toxic company that I have ever encountered, and I've spent a lot of time thinking about that stuff. I also really enjoy that the packaging is sustainable. It's this dark shaded glass, which keeps it preserved without putting a bunch of harsh preservatives in the product itself.
Pause right there. Oh boy, let's talk about the good things. Her eyebrows remind me of Carly Kloss, and I love it. I don't know who she is, but I love what we've got going on here. Is she a comedian? She's making me giggle. I want to share coffee with you and be your friend. Is she pregnant? And she mentioned True Botanicals. Is this sponsored by True Botanicals, or is she a spokesperson for them? Olivia Wilde. Wait, is that it? Wilde? No, Wilde. Wilde? Sorry, I'm trying, okay? Dated Harry Styles? He has a skincare line called Pleasing Now. Hi, look at me learning things. But I don't see anything that says she's sponsored by them. And even if she is, she can still love a brand. I actually believe that this brand is from San Francisco. It's so interesting. I feel like it was just like 3 or 4 days ago that we reacted to Brooke Shields, who also was using True Botanicals. So this is going to get interesting. But these preservatives, oh, let me preserve my final brain cells for a minute and let her finish her sentence. But oh boy, are we gonna talk about preservatives for a second here?
It's something they learned from the old like perfumeries of France. One thing I'll also say about True Botanicals is they are Made Safe certified. Made Safe is a third-party certification organization. They have really high standards. Very few companies pass their kind of checklist of sustainability requirements. So I'm very excited to tell you about it because it's not only sustainable, but it works.
Interesting. So let's back it up like a Tonka trunk to that preservative comment. What do preservatives do? Oh, they preserve things. Well, what are we preserving them from? If we don't preserve a product, well, things can grow in here. Have you ever had a water or like a power drink, like a supplement powder, and you left it in the bottle for a little too long? It separates, it gets nasty, maybe flies or bugs get into it. What happens when we don't preserve our skincare? It can go bad. It can grow rancid. Flies and bugs can get into it, but also bacteria can get into it. Microbes. She was talking about parasites. You want to talk about some horror stories with some parasites? If you don't have something to preserve the product, which could be as simple as salt, you know, salt is a preservative, it can start to grow things. That's why people cured their ham or their salmon, right? And that's what they would do in the olden days with salt, is because it literally preserved it so that it didn't grow mold or go bad. So at the least, you could be wasting money and having your product expire, but at the worst, you could be setting yourself up for infection. I think there was a study that tested old cosmetics and they found like Neisseria meningitidis, basically what causes meningitis, which kills people in 12 to 24 hours in some cases, right? And that was found in cosmetics. And that was even with preservatives, I believe. So can you imagine if you had old cosmetics that aren't preserved well? I understand these are pump top, that can be better, but saying it's preservative free is just scary. And usually when a natural brand does this, they have some sort of preservative like salt that people don't think of as a preservative. Preservatives are there to help us. They literally preserve a product. Why would you not want to preserve it? Like, that's when I smell danger, but it's good for the brands because then they get you to spend more money. Now, she is talking about this certification. I don't know the certifying body. It is true that natural has no true definition, but when it comes to sustainability, there are some third-party certifications. When you define natural, it's defined different by every single brand or every certifying body. It's not like, hey, this is all red and we agree that it's red, and this is purple and we all agree that it's purple, and this color is blue and we all agree on it. It's not that cut and dry. Whereas when you say it's organic, or when you say it's a drug, or it treats acne, it is that cut and dry because you have to meet certain standards. When you're natural or when you're clean, each brand makes up that definition on their own, and it varies so much from website to website. So be aware of that.
So this is my basic nighttime routine. It's not very extensive. It's not like a 75-step process. It's really simple. And my skin it's combination. I feel like everybody's skin is combination. It goes through different things based on stress and based on weather. So first things first, I use the Nourishing Cleanser. Now I use the clear line. The clear line is based on fighting acne. I used to have really bad breakouts, like into my 20s, when everyone else was done with breakouts. I was still getting them. And I was going to dermatologists and they were like, you have to use this harsh chemical and this crazy peel and this crazy mask. And I was like, surely that's not a good idea. Now I will say, if you have a full face of makeup on, you would use the pre-cleanse oil first, which you just put on your skin, massage it, and then follow with the cleanser. But right now I'm just gonna go right into my cleanser. So, one thing I should mention about True Botanicals, it smells so good. It's like walking through a woodsy spa in Northern California. You're just like, oh, what? You can get your face wet first. I kind of just bang it on there. And like, who knows if that's the appropriate thing to do, but who cares? This kind of adds to the ritualistic nature of the nighttime routine. Like, you want something that smells good. You don't want something that smells like burning tires in this for the sake of beauty. Like, come on.
Oh my God, I love her. Okay, so she's not wrong. You don't want something that smells like, a baby's knapsack. But when it comes to the way she's using this, you can use your cleanser directly on your skin. If you're trying to remove makeup, you're right. You should use something else first. When it comes to dermatologists, I do agree with her to an extent. I don't, but I do. Let me explain. Dermatologists are amazing. They are experts. They know what works, and they know what works based on science. But dermatologists are humans, and not all humans always get along with each other. Not all humans can explain things in a way that somebody needs to hear it. And some people are cut and dry. Some people are extensive and consoling and caring, and different patients need different things. And sometimes the patient and the provider just aren't a match, and that's why patient advocacy is so important. That being said, I went through 23, 24 doctors and dermatologists before I found someone that I really felt listened to me about my acne. And that was so difficult. And there were pills and prescriptions that didn't work for me. And I don't know what she's gone through with her skin. It could be something similar. But to say that True Botanicals works for acne, but doctors and derms don't, maybe that was her experience. But for a lot of people, that can be so harmful, because especially people who have a full face of acne, they might need something that is a medication versus just an over-the-counter topical, or not even an over-the-counter product. And she also mentioned like harsh chemicals. Why are there always harsh chemicals that they use? What she's using right now is chemicals. Those scents, the reason that they are aromatic compounds is because of chemicals. They are chemicals. The reason that this is something that I can ingest is because it's a chemical. It's literally water, chemical with electrolytes. Chemical. It's a chemical! And I love how the beauty industry always finds a way to be like, harsh, toxic, nasty chemicals. Poisonous. Water can be poisonous if you drink enough of it. The dose makes the poison, right? I know that she probably doesn't know better. This isn't anything against her. I think that it's the industry as a whole. But it's things like this that unknowingly perpetuate that. And then we think like, oh, this is gonna be better. When for 99 out of 100 people, this isn't going to cut it because it doesn't have those medically approved ingredients that are going to do the work. Now, I will say with True Botanicals, I'm looking at like the ingredients of this cleanser. Out of all of the natural cleansers that are out there, this one is a cut above the rest. This cleanser does have willow bark extract, which is similar to salicylic acid, which does fight acne. This also has some Camellia sinensis, some glycerin, some hydrating ingredients, a lot of fragrances, so I'll give it to her. It probably smells amazing. But smell doesn't mean that it works, right? Just because it burns doesn't mean that it works. And I definitely think this is a sensorial product. It has a lot of ingredients that are okay for skin as long as you're not super sensitive, but there's nothing in here that's gonna like magically transform acne. This is something that if you have acne prone skin, you can go ahead and try it and go ahead and use it. But if you're really struggling, look for actives first. This is why so many acne sufferers are so frustrated with the industry, because we get told to use all these things, but we don't know how to turn and learn our ingredient lists. And then we're just like, nothing works. I've tried everything. When we haven't always looked for those specific ingredients because nobody taught us how. I'm glad that she feels like she's walking through a Northern California woodland, but you could also just come visit me in Northern California and hold my hand and walk with me through the woodland, okay? We could go on a picnic. Oh my God, we could have a subscriber meetup skincare picnic adventure on Pacifica off of Highway 1. Oh, let's plan it.
If it smells like crazy chemicals, it is crazy chemicals, and you shouldn't be putting it on your face. Oh, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna pull my hair out. Maybe something I usually do first.
Oh my God! Oh my God, no. She literally just put chemicals on her face. Stop it with the fear mongering. Then she's talking about sustainability. She just runs the water. Just trigger all of my anxiety. Just run the water. Don't even be washing your face. Just talk to us. Shave your armpits. Make yourself a smoothie. Heck, trim your toenails. Why don't you just leave the water on? Because water can just run, as if it's not a precious resource. Oh my God. Let's not talk about sustainability if we're gonna run the tap, okay? I know it's hard. I know some people still do it. I know it's a hard habit to break, but for the sake of my anxiety and for the sake of the planet, please.
Oh, super clean. So, next up is the Antioxidant Booster. So, this stuff has something called Resveratrol, which you find in apple peels. It's what's in the apple skin that keeps apples nice and moist. Often we just have to look to nature. How is nature figuring it out? And what you do is you mix it with this repair serum. You get to feel like a little chemist. And I was never good at chemistry, so this is my chance for redemption. You put it on your hand, not very much, just like a little tiny bit. Then you add a few pumps of this serum. Then you rub it together, and it turns into this yummy serum. So, put it right on your skin, and then, again, it just smells so good.
I just want to rub my skin and smell nice things when I hear her talk about this. Like, I want to do it. I think she's speaking about resveratrol, which is what you find in wine and certain fruits. It's not what makes apples moist. That would be actual water and other sugar molecules and compounds that hold on to that water. So I found it. It is the Antioxidant Booster. It is resveratrol, but it's also apple peel fruit extract. And again, bless her soul, she's using products that she likes. That's what matters. She is very funny. I like her a lot, but that does not detract from the fact that this is wrong. The apple is from the apple in this product, and the resveratrol is from a totally different source, specifically a Japanese knotweed. We also have some cassava root. We also have some quercetin. We also have some other extracts and polyphenols in here. I would pay $90 for this, actually. I think this would be very interesting to try. If you don't have the money, you don't need to spend this money. If you're looking for a really good resveratrol product, the Beauty Pie resveratrol capsules, mwah, amazing. The Ordinary also has a resveratrol serum, which is excellent. You don't need to spend this money, but based on it, I like the look of the apple. I like the look of it. She looks like she's having fun. I would like to try this. I would do it. I would try it.
Okay, so this is the clear, pure radiance oil. The pure radiance oil is everything. This is like the gateway drug. You start on this, you're gonna be hooked on this entire line. It doesn't make you super slippery. Like, it doesn't just kind of slide off and you don't feel all gross. It goes right in. And I put this stuff on during flights, like on airplanes, and people are always like, because they're like, what is that magical scent?
Can I just say, as somebody who is a little bit more sensitive to perfumes and fragrances, if you wear super pungent skincare and you're going to the gym or on a flight, please do not. Like, that is one of the worst things, to be trapped next to someone. And what if someone has a legit allergy? They can have their throat close up due to anaphylaxis. If it's that bad, I'm not kidding you, it happens. I'm just saying, if it smells that good, keep it at home. If it's that pungent. Anyways, this Clear Radiance oil, let's look into it. She did say that she has combination skin that is acne prone. So the fact that she likes this oil probably means that it's not gonna have that greasy feeling for most people, since she is a little bit more combo, a little bit more in the middle. Oh, it's $110 hairs, but I know why she like it, because it has jojoba, which we love. One of my favorite oils. Yes, it is amazing. We have safflower, we have hemp, pumpkin, argan, grape, sunflower, borage, avocado, all of the seed oils, including raspberry, cranberry, sandalwood for scent, watermelon. This actually looks really good. This does have some fragrancing oils. We do specifically have cypress oil. We do have, rosemary, some other things. We do have red algae in here. I actually think this one is kind of worth it. Is it expensive? Yes. Do you need it? No. Is it gonna clear your acne? No. But it is hard to find algae in some products, specifically red algae. This product has it. I don't know how much. I would like to know how much, but it is good. I would say it's more of an antioxidant boost. It can have some anti-aging, some brightening properties. Really great as an antioxidant. You know, is this going to clear your acne? No. It's probably good for acne prone skin because of the jojoba, or it's safer for acne prone skin. You shouldn't be spending a paycheck on it, like if you're struggling. There are many other oils that are great, but this does have a lot of oils blended in together. I can get jojoba oil from Trader Joe's for $7, but if you wanted jojoba with watermelon, with black currant, with all these extras and algae, you're gonna have to spend $10 a bottle on those things. And if you wanted to mix all those oils together, it's gonna cost a lot. So this is a brand that's putting it all together for you. But if you're just like, hey, I don't want the watermelon seed oil, I don't want all the extras, just give me the jojoba, go to Trader Joe's. They got their jojoba.
Okay, so you might be wondering, but Olivia, why would you put oil on acne prone skin? That's nuts. You're crazy. A lot of creams that seem super yummy and kind of moisturizing are full of a filler. Some of them have wax in them and they just sit on top of your skin. So for a minute you're like, oh, I'm so dewy and fresh, but it's not going in, it's not penetrating.
She just said they're like wax on your skin. Do you know what jojoba oil is? It is specifically a liquid wax ester. It is literally a wax, and that is what is in this product that she's putting on her face. And it's normal for our face to create oil and sebum, and yes, that can break out some people if the acne bacteria eats off of it. She is correct. You don't have to fear oils, but you don't have to fear moisturizers either. And she's talking about these fillers. I was brought up thinking that filler ingredients are a thing. Even some dermatology courses and textbooks teach about filler ingredients, which is not technically true. There are products that bulk up a, cosmetic formulation, or they bulk up the feel of something, or they bulk up the texture. But every single ingredient has a purpose. And even if it doesn't have a purpose in the final formulation, some companies actually purchase their raw ingredients, not just one at a time, but as a blend. Think of it like if you're baking a cake, you could buy the flour, the sugar, the eggs, the water, vegan eggs, of course, all separately, the chocolate, etc. Or you could buy the pre-made brownie mix that you add the oil and the eggs to. That's how some cosmetic manufacturers work. They buy the pre-made mix and they add their own stuff in. Or you can buy them all separate, but that's a lot harder, right? And some of those ingredients aren't filler ingredients per se, but they're just stuff that was pre-mixed in to make that formula stable to then mix it with the other stuff. Anyways, fillers, kind of a thing, not really. It's taught, it's not necessarily true since most things have a purpose. Either way, they're not going to be like breaking out your skin. If you're breaking out, it's because the acne bacteria is eating the oil, which is trapped under the skin and can't escape, and there's inflammation involved. Or you have an allergy, there could be something hormonal going on. Acne is so complex. And if you don't know that water is a chemical, don't teach me and sell me what to do with my acne. Thank you. Coming from someone who has struggled greatly with all of these claims, all of these terms, and yes, my own acne. Thank you.
And sometimes I'll run out and panic and I'll put on like another moisturizer I have in my medicine cabinet and I'm like, ooh, it's just not giving me what I want. So I know it seems crazy, but this oil got rid of my acne. So next thing I'm gonna do is put on this overnight mask. So this stuff seals in the moisture from the oil. It's great. Let me show you. But what you do is you put it on top and all the benefits you're getting from that oil, from the serum, get locked in, and it's really noticeable. Like after about 8 days of using this, you feel very, very different.
She looks like she's having so much fun, and that's the whole thing. If this works for her, more power to ya. I love it. If this cleared her acne, it's a bold claim, but fine, amazing. It's just that that's not gonna work for everyone, and she literally just spoke about these thick moisturizers that she doesn't like, but she's literally putting on a thick moisturizer to seal in the oil that doesn't really have acne-fighting ingredients at all, but it's just acne safe. Interesting. This mask seems to be $75. It is a moisture overnight locky masky. And you know what? I actually like that they did some trials on it. I like that they actually used it on people. The ingredients do look good. I would spend 75 bucks on this, I think. It looks like it has hardly any fragrance. There's a little bit of orange peel, which might irritate my skin, but that won't necessarily irritate other people's. We have a main ingredient of Camellia sinensis, that green tea that we love. We have some mango seed butter, so very thick, glycerin, aloe, tripeptide 29, oat barn extract, really good. Again, very hydrating, green tea. Actually, yeah, this looks pretty good. Is it a miracle worker? No, there's not a lot of actives, but you know, as she mentioned, if you want something to lock things in, something for winter skin, this actually looks pretty nice. I would try. I like the mango butter, and we don't see a lot of mango butter in a lot of products, so you know what? That is nice and refreshing.
I'll mention too, the Antioxidant Booster. If you do get acne, you can make a super condensed version of it. I'm gonna do this really quick because this is valuable. You make a condensed version of the antioxidant serum. So you do like a lot of the powder and the serum. And like I have this big whopper of a zit right here, and I just put a condensed version of the powder on there, and it's gonna go away. My chin's always my acne spot. I don't know, what is that, hormones? Bad luck, bad karma? There you go.
I love her. We are twinning. I have the same pimple. I'm glad it gets rid of her acne, but listen, if you are an acne sufferer and you have the money, feel free to try it. But there is not an amazing ingredient in here that's going to like magically erase the acne on someone's skin. And if you've struggled with your skin, and if you haven't tried the ingredients that have been proven, not just by one person, but time and time again by multiple people, by multiple studies, clinical trials, tests, etc., don't start here. Start with the things that are proven. Benzoyl peroxide, salicylic acid, retinoids, and sulfur. And then there are things that you can get from a doctor like antibiotics, etc. I will leave some of my acne fighting favorites like in the description. That's where I would start if you want to start over the counter. Hey, if you have the money, you want to spend it on this, then fine. But yeah, these are some bold claims. And the reason that I think I'm feeling a type of way is because I like her. She's funny. I feel like I could trust her. But 16-year-old me would see this and spend $350 frickin' dollars and try to buy this because it's natural. It's supposed to mean it's better, you know, chemical free, like it saves acne. I would end up feeling sad and acne filled and insecure and like I'm the problem because I tried all the products, they didn't work, and broke. I'd be feeling very broke.
Here is the nutrient mist. It's very moisturizing, it smells amazing, and you can use this as a makeup setter as well. So you can use this before you put your makeup on, you use it to set your makeup, and then all day long, you spritz it on. And I have never smelled anything that smelled this good in my life. It's so good. This I also use on airplanes, and people are like, what is happening?
I would be like, what the heck is happening? And somebody else would probably be like, ah. I'm glad she likes it. And she's right, a lot of these mists, a lot of people don't realize, a lot of those mists, you can use them as a primer or a setting spray. Honestly, very similar when it comes to ingredients. Let's take a little peek-see, why don't we, at this mist. This definitely feels like a sensorial product, and you know what? This isn't a necessity. This is a want, not a need. But it is a nice wand, and I do kind of want it. We have green tea, we have white tea, we have kombucha, milk thistle, algae, red algae, some fir needle, some frankincense, definitely some fragrances that I could do without, but it looks okay. And for $24, that is not bad. This is probably one of the best things, especially because you are getting that algae. Now, it's probably got a lot of water content in there. It's probably less of the active, so it's not gonna be as potent, but this actually looks really good. And if you got $24 and you want to try this brand, I don't agree with a lot of the claims that she's saying, but I think that this is a good brand. I think they have some good products, and I actually really like this mist. It looks really nice. I would try this. I would try this.
Consistent with the world they want to create, right? And this happens, I think, as you get older, you're like, what am I doing to contribute to the world I want to see? And for me, being pregnant was a huge eye-opener for me, because when you're pregnant, people are like, oh, be careful. Don't use any of the things you use when you're not pregnant, because it's all poison. And you're like, what? it's poison? Why was it okay when I wasn't carrying a baby? Like, only when you're hosting a parasite can you treat yourself well? It just seems a little messed up. So I remember thinking, surely if things are totally unsafe when you're pregnant, they're probably unsafe all the time, and you are worth it even without being a mom. You're just worth taking care of. You really are. So that's when I started really researching non-toxic skincare and non-toxic kind of everything that I came into contact with. And yeah, it's overwhelming. There's a lot, and a lot of information that can get confusing. But the great thing is now there are products that work and are non-toxic.
I love that when she got pregnant, she started looking into these things. I think that that is so important. And like she said, making choices that agree with your worldview, that's so important because we should put our money where our morals are if we can't afford to do that. And you know, for me, that means if I can afford an eco-friendly straw, that's what I'm going to do. If I can afford to drink out of glass bottles or use certain things, I'm going to try. Ooh, I'm also going to spill these things all over the place, aren't I? Anywho, I love that she mentions this, and I do think it is important, but she also mentioned that everything's poisonous. Yes, everything is literally a poison by definition, and I think that that's one of the dangers, is that if you don't have experience in this area, trust the people who do. We can't be experts in everything, right? There are certain things that people spend years trying to study and understand, and doing a Google search is going to get you a lot of what has SEO, search engine optimization. It's going to get what's trending, but what's trending isn't always what's true. And I think that that's the crux of this clean beauty movement, is that it's being sold to us as if it's safer or better. And, you know, if you're pregnant, you have to use this and you have to be safe. There are things like retinoids that shouldn't be used when you're pregnant. And that's because we have medical data to back up those claims. Whereas with a lot of other stuff, it's just fear mongering to get people to spend more money. And I will still buy natural products. There are some people who avoid natural beauty altogether because they hate that narrative. But whether we like it or not, I feel like that narrative has become part of the industry as a whole. And I think that just boycotting it, I don't know if that helps, or if it's something where we should actively analyze it. We should talk about it. We should raise awareness. Debate me. Oh my God, I would love it if someone debates me and talks about these natural certifications and like, is something better? You know, back it up by data. Like, give me some facts. But I think that would be interesting. And I think that that makes us as a whole more educated and well-versed consumers so that we can make choices based on our health and our beauty and our morals and values. And yes, hopefully sustainability as well. Overall, I don't know who she is, but I want more of her. I wonder if she has a YouTube channel or an Instagram because I would like to follow her, even if I don't agree with all of the things she said about her beauty routine. But what I do want you to do is be beautiful, both inside and out. Always look for someone that you trust to speak about a product before you just blindly follow into it, and that's skincare as well as anything else. MLM scams, food, real estate.
It's free real estate.
I love you, beautiful butterflies. Do be beautiful inside and out, and I cannot wait to see you in this next video. Love you guys. Bye.